time around, I hope to give you some insights on what we are doing at Uni10, as well as how the academics can also join together to have somewhat like a plan, maybe not this year, perhaps next year, to embark into your micro-credential courses. So you're going to have your own micro-credential course soon. So today is more on how micro-credentials meet the industry demands or expectations, because when we look into how the micro-credential courses are being created, or when we look into how much micro-credential courses are out there in any kind of online learning platforms, we can say that everyone seems to be flooded with so much of variety of courses, and this would be something critical for us to see, are we actually competing with other universities, or are we competing with other industries, because we are looking into something what we call as trying to minimize the gap between the graduates leaving the universities and then when they're starting to get a job at any company or organization. So micro-credential is somewhat very easy and convenient for us to enroll and embark into. Why? Because this is nothing like a formal education degree or master's or PhD level, you can say that. But this is more into trying to upskill, as well as trying to give you a variety of competencies. Because when it comes to the working world, most of us will be looking into some sets of specific skills when we want to be working in our disciplines. So for example, okay, I'm still at the first page, but it's okay because we tend to have it okay in the relaxed mode. When we look into our fresh graduates, okay, so at Uni10 specifically, we have this legacy conventional engineering programs, for example, because I'm more comfortable to talk about the engineering programs because of where I'm coming from. So we have electrical electronics, we have electrical power, we have mechanical, as well as civil engineering programs. And when we look into it, I believe most of us are now undergoing the annual program review process, right? So that one is just being done for every year, okay? Just once every year. So when we look into the cycle, we are always looking into, are we actually looking into the same strategies, or are we looking into new opportunities to improve our curriculum? How can we make our programs more attractive? So we can't run away from thinking about what is best possible given to our future prospect students. So when they want to come to Uni10, okay, so yesterday, okay, during the weekends, we had our second open day. Yeah. So when looking into the students, they are looking for something which is giving you somewhat like a guarantee. So after already completed this particular program, am I going to be guaranteed to get a job? So this is what is a very, very much influencing their decision when they are coming to Uni10 to take the degree program, for example. Okay, right. Okay, so let's look into this. So what are the changing needs that we might be looking into? So there'll be the shifting demands of the industry, like what I've already mentioned just now. If we are trying to just be comfortable with our electrical engineering program, so we are going to have electronics, we are going to have computer networks perhaps, but that one will be part of the curriculum. Everyone will be having the same basis, or they have learned this coming from the university. But when it comes to working life, the employers, okay, they're going to see the graduates as in, okay, so you're coming here with some preset skills and competencies, but when you are going to work with my company, I would expect you to know this and this. So the micro credentials, okay, would be helping a lot when it comes to closing the gap. So this is particularly true when it comes to now, because for first, the digital disruption. Okay, so the industries are rapidly adapting to technological advancements, creating new skill requirements. So already we have seen, in fact, the government has already been trying to educate the rakyat with AI, artificial intelligence, because they don't want that, okay, our people are missing the opportunities to be abreast with the technology, so that we need to be able to keep up, okay, with the technologies, which is, um, yeah, offered, or maybe we can say that this would be the way for the next few years. So we try to do that. So there's so much technologies coming in, and then we have to adopt quickly and adapt really, really fast. And also, this one, demand for specialized skills. So, right, what I already mentioned just now, the employers are looking into what you can do. And then specifically, when you come to my company, what you can do, and then enhance further. So this would be the one that is highly competitive enough for the graduates to come into the working world. So when they look into, say, for example, I would like to use this College of Computing in informatics, the computer networks courses would be offered as a CCNA ready. So that means the graduates coming from the college would be getting the certifications recognized by Cisco, for example, in networking, right? And then they have to go further. But that at that particular point, when that student has already graduated with that degree, all right, so you're going to have that additional certification that makes this graduate highly sorted, right? So this is much attractive if compared to the rest of the graduates without the certification. So this is what we want our graduates to have. Okay, I'm not talking about our conventional programs, but more on the micro credentials. Don't get me wrong, yeah? And then we also look into the agility and adaptability. So this is also part of it. So this one particular diagram, I'm sure that is somewhere there in the tabs, whereby it says that you only need 1 to 2 months to be able to close the gap. And then you are expected to know how to use the skill in 3 to 4 months. And then everything moves very quickly. So there's no waiting for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years program to complete for you to get one particular skill. So this is very, very much disturbing to me, because I'm not sure about you, but when it comes to our graduates, what would be the DNA? What would be the best special thing about Uni 10 graduates, for example? Okay, so the micro credentials comes in by minimizing that skill lacking. All right, so you are trying to offer and upskill your graduates when they want to go to the industries, for example, yeah? All right. So this is not a serious chat anyway, but again, for micro credentials, for those who are new, what are micro credentials? So this is particularly targeted online-based certifications, but not necessarily, because micro credentials can be offered as face-to-face as well as blended learning. So basically, you always see this. In particular, they're offered online because of more convenient, as well as can we say that it is far more reachable to everyone across the globe. And this one would be giving you the validations of the specific skills as well as competencies. And the types of micro credentials. So this is very, very important. Why? Because once you have actually completed one particular micro credential course, you are going to be given a simple one, which is a certificate, must be a digital certificate, or else you can have a digital badges, right? And also to talk about it, if you try to get one after another, so you're going to begin to collect some of these courses, okay, make it a habit, and then you're going to get somewhat like a smaller scale degree. Okay, you don't have to complete for the whole 4 years for the case of engineering program, but I'm not saying anything bad about the program, yeah? It's just about formal education, but these particular micro-credentials will fill the gap for the competencies, right? And then this will be more specialized. Okay, not only the introduction level, but more specialized in order for us to bridge the gap before going to the industry or to the working world. And that is nano degrees. You can say micro credentials, and then you have nano degrees. So when it comes to the size, okay, it depends on how you design the micro credentials. And when it comes to the specialized training program, so this is in fact, you have heard it from quite a lot, yeah, from outside. Say for example, I want to learn about Microsoft Excel. Okay, so then you're going to be enrolling yourself into a 5-day course training. Okay, and then at the end of the day, after 5 days, you should be acquiring at least the beginner, the intermediate, as well as the advanced level of using Microsoft Excel. So you know everything in and out of the spreadsheet. However, do you think that that is enough? Okay, so sometimes it's just a short duration. But later on, you're going to be seeing that maybe you need to still learn more because that particular 5 days is not going to be enough. So you tend to look into perhaps Power BI, or perhaps you're looking into Microsoft Excel, top that with data analytics. So there are plenty of rooms for you to improve and to gain your competency. So this is part of the specialized training programs. And the earning process. So this one would be the demonstration of knowledge, and then often at the end of the day, say for example, if it to be certification, just like Cisco, yeah. So you're going to be certified in that particular field or discipline. Say for example, networking. And if you look into cybersecurity, then you're going to be certified in that. And at the end of the day, there must be a form of assessment. So for that kind of assessment, so that one will be the one that's going to be looking into your competency level. So say, for example, there'll be a threshold value, say, for example, 80%, then and above, then you're going to get this particular digital badge. So who knows? That would be a part of the earning process. So at the end of the day, you're going to be collecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you're going to have plenty of these digital badges. But what do you do about it? So that is also an interesting question. But today, I'm just going to say something about how you meet the industry demand. Okay. All right. So when we talk about that, again, this is casual chat, yeah? So I hope that you have your latte today because today is about latte learning. So I'm carrying latte. So micro-credentials and industry alignment. So there are 3 there. What do you think about it? So when it comes to aligning, right? Hmm. On the break, when it comes to the alignment, it's very interesting. Just like our annual program review recently, maybe last year. Okay, for electronics program. So we thought that we want to introduce data analytics for not for beginners, data analytics. Okay, for engineers, something like programming for engineers. It's something like that. It's always something like that. So that means we are looking to the demand of the marketplace, how the industry people are looking into our program. So if we can equip our graduates with this particular industrial needs, okay, so we tend to align this, the needs assessment must be done. Okay, so you're going to find out what will be the skill gaps, and you're going to have somewhat like a discussion. Okay, so at least you're going to have a platform. So for example, at Uni10, we have the industry advisory panel, IAP. So these people are going to say that, okay, this program it'll be adequate with this and that, but we feel that you need to put in or slot in some other subjects as well, so that you can keep abreast with the rest of the university in Malaysia. So that would be something what the industry needs. So you need to be figuring out how you need to slot in this 1 credit hour, that 2 credit hours, and then you're going to squeeze it into one perfect program. But there's no program which is perfect. But at least you're going to align across with the industry. That is the needs assessment. So notice that introducing a new course. So that goes into the curriculum. And then we can also look into co-creation. So this one would be our institution and the other industry experts working together to design this micro-credential program. So this is very, very interesting. Why? Because we not only benefit, okay, from the industry, we also see that the support coming from the industry to our educational programs. So they're seeing that there are so much of opportunities that we can offer. And if we can collaborate with outside, not really outside this, the industry that out there, then we can have a much proper design. I'm not saying that our courses are not proper, something which is molded according to the industry demand, because they know what's the in thing for now and today and for the rest of the next few years. And then we are still using the same textbook coming from the last 10 years, aren't we? So this is something that we need to think about. Of course, we need to revise. We need to also gain some insights coming from the industry. And then, of course, coming from the industrial, remember we had this guest guest lecture, yeah, into our classes. So you can actually tap on that as well to try to enhance your syllabus. Okay, so that one is on the course itself. So we're talking about designing micro-credentials. So micro-credentials is something outside of the conventional program that you can think about. But however, if you already followed the previous series, a webinar, Espresso Insights, you have seen that micro-credentials can come out from our conventional program. So say, for example, I've done one micro-credential on my existing course in electrical engineering program, data communication and network. So I've already taken one bit out coming from the course. So that is micro-credential. So it provides so much flexibility for the students to look into, yeah? And it's much cheaper if you can think about that, because that one is just like 1 credit hour equals to equivalent to RM 350. And of course, you can offer much reduced cost. Yeah. Okay, so looking into the next one, validation and adoption. So successful micro-credential programs will be recognized widely and embraced by the employers to upskill their workforce easily. If you think about it, if you if you're creating a lot of micro-credential courses that suits the industry needs, I believe that you are going to sell a lot. So I'm not talking about selling a lot here, selling your micro-credentials, but again, when we see the industry and the demands, then we know that how much we can put our efforts in designing new micro-credential courses. And in fact, we can revamp our conventional course or programs if we need to, okay, depending on the industry demand. Okay, so what would be the benefits of industries here? Okay, so this one, to develop specialized skills. For example, if you are looking into joining a telecommunication provider, a company. So say, for example, they need someone who's good enough to come from a cybersecurity background. So you are not going to just have whatever is coming from the conventional program that's already offered, but somehow you need to upskill a bit. You need to know Red Hat, and you need to know this and that. But that one is not actually being a focus in the conventional program. So in fact, if you have those skills in your resume or your curriculum vitae, that means you're going to be having a lot more advantage if compared to the rest of the graduates who's actually looking for the same position. So this one will be something which is very much likable. For cost-effective training, so this one is more affordable and flexible. Why? Because remember, micro-credential is not supposed to be taken for 4 years, 5 years. No, it's still self-paced, okay, meaning you can do anytime you want, middle of the night, middle of the day, according to your liking. But this one is more affordable in terms of the pricing. because it's just a smaller unit coming from the bigger chunk, and then it's flexible enough for you to take. It's like a la carte. Okay, you can take a plate full of rice and then you can take some side dishes according to your liking. You can take pasta, you can take pizza, up to you. But this is according to how you want to have your competencies. Okay, I want to know about data analytics. I must go through visualization. I need to know machine learning. I need to know this and that, statistical learning. Okay, so this one would be the one that needs to be seen, okay, by the um, educational provider. Okay, the industry is now looking for this kind of people. Okay, so that one will be supported by some of the tabs here later, because I'm still concentrating on this particular page. Yes, I already talked about this. If you can do this, adapting, innovating, and meeting skills, so you're going to be very agile. In fact, you can move from one company to another because you have these skills, right? So that one is very, very much attractive. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about this. Here, personalized learning. Why? Because it caters to individual skills. I remember that there's so much, many courses. I think this is the time that I need to show you. Okay, let's go to Coursera. Just look into this. This is just one example. Yeah, you can join for free. It says here, if you pay, okay, because you need to pay, more than 7,000 plus world-class courses, many job-ready certificate programs. Meaning you have micro-credential courses and then pack them together to become a program, which is designed in a way that it shows your competencies. Okay, so this is going to be the winning criteria for you to get the job. And then you can see from here, you can learn from leading universities, Illinois, Duke. You can have from Google, yes, University of Michigan, IBM, Vanderbilt University. You're going to see many higher institutions or universities venturing into micro-credentials as well. Okay, so when we talk about that, okay, you can see that popular right now would be machine learning, artificial intelligence, data analytics, and then you're going to be thinking again, are we offering the right course in our programs? Okay, so at least a starter kit, something like a starter course. So I believe mostly in our engineering programs, we already started to offer data analytics, I think for the third or the fourth semester now. And then for AI, we have one electrical engineering course. Machine learning, this one is not offered currently, but this one is in the computer science program. Okay, they must be somewhere. So then only your graduates are going to have this kind of skills. And then if you need more, then you're going to take all these micro-credentials coming from these platforms, mini courses for them to close the gap. Remember, it's about closing the gap, what you know about, and then what you don't know. So you're going to minimize what you don't know before going to the industry. So this is something that we believe the graduates are going to benefit the most. Okay, all right. So same here. When you look into future and online courses, wow, this is very big, isn't it? This one. Okay, that one just a 7,000. Yeah, this one is only 1,400. I believe it's going to be very competitive enough. So they go by subjects. They go by courses as well. Okay, so when you talk about micro-credentials, this is where you can find it. Online certifications, you can choose micro-credentials. There are boot camps that are similar to courses. Online certifications, the one like CCNA, I'm not very sure about ACCA, but this one would be the online certifications that can be offered nowadays. So it's very, very easy. And if you look into this, online degrees, we also have MBA degrees. So we are actually competing with other universities as well. So we have to find that value. What makes our degree attractive enough? So this is also something that you need to do with the market survey. Eventually, teaching degrees for teachers, IT and computer science degrees. So degrees are now being online. So this is actually wonderful because a lot more students are going to be able to learn. Okay, after all, we want everyone to learn, yeah? And just have a look at micro-credentials here. Cool, isn't it? So I took some of the courses here as well because it's very attractive, especially during COVID times. Okay, you don't have anything to do, so you just have to, okay, I complete this in 1, 2 days, and then I get the certificate. So I kind of like it. Subjects, okay, creative arts and media. There's only one. Let's look into this. I believe CCI has one. Okay, do you have that? Mm. Digital photography. Okay, so you can see this. Meaning check, okay, whether what you're offering is good enough if compared to this university, open university. So somehow you can look into what are they offering. Okay, so as you can see, as you can expect, oh dear, already 495 enrollment. Oh, the cost here is $674. Okay, so try to make it more attractive. Put it into a smaller chunks. Yeah, it's very expensive nowadays. But the duration will be 10 weeks. So meaning this particular course will be having like 2.5 months, okay, for you to complete. But again, it's okay if you uh okay, you have like 6 months to go to complete this course. It's just fine. Okay, but remember, this is for undergrad requirements. So meaning, if you have this digital photography in your program, in CCI, perhaps we do have one, you can make it this way. Put it as a micro credential, right? So you can reach out to more people out there. Right. So there are many things. You can look into it. Wow. There. What are the skills that you will learn? So you have to put it there. Visual awareness. I don't know anything about this. Confidence, individual literacy. Okay. Critical reflection. So meaning we have to look into each and every single course. So there is only one. Digital photography. Let's look into something which is more interesting. What do you like? Now let's look into IT and computer science. They are 13, yeah? Micro-credentials, meaning at the end of the day, you're going to get that certificate and digital badge. So for this IT and computer science, what do you get? Right, so let's try to see, compare with Unit 10. Do we have this? So big data, aligning strategy, analytics, and operation. Now we are yet to have data analytics. Hmm, what do you think? We should have one, yeah? Okay, so data analytics. There is just one plain name for the subject and you want to make it more attractive, there's also one part-time. In fact, there's so many. But who is General Assembly anyway? So it must be coming from a reputable university, not necessarily, yeah. But we can have a winning factor because we are established, how many years we have been here, and University of Aberdeen. So you have from data to insight. Wow. So we also have this postgrad. This is very nice. So many, many, many. So you have machine learning, but for healthcare, this is even something that you need to think about. Don't you just go through something or offering a software engineering, just like that? Oh, it's very broad, isn't it? So why don't you have something like machine learning for what? Data visualization for what? Okay, so that is more inclined towards specific skills, specific sets of skills. Okay, so that's how you do it. Software engineering. They just have a look, yeah, because we want to have a taste of how people are looking to our prospect micro-credential. Again, software engineering, just very broad. Okay, UX, Cisco Python programming. Do you have this? CCI? Cisco Python programming. Never mind. You can start having one if you want to, but do not compete with someone who is already established. You are already established with CCNA program. Maybe you might want to go into cybersecurity, certification for your program. So that is something that you can think about. Okay, cybersecurity operations is already here. Okay, but it's okay. It's just one of them. Yeah, applications of machine learning. There's so much. But then this is AWS and this is Cisco, AWS again. You see, you're competing with them. You're competing with the industry themselves. So if I were to take this micro credential from Unit 10, how is it going to be comparable to AWS or Cisco? So that's something for us to think about. But worry not. We have a lot of collaborations coming in. I believe our research institutes have collaborations with the industries. Yeah. So why don't we collaborate with them and then we put somehow certificate ready kind of program, okay, so that we work together. After completing this micro-credential course, you're going to be able to sit for the examination, the certification exam. So that is something that you can promise the graduate, the potential students, yeah, the learners. So this is something very interesting. And if eventually Python programming seems to be there. Okay, so I want to look into this and venture more. Okay, so what else? Engineering and maths, only 5. Okay, remember, I'm not looking into short courses. I'm looking to micro-credential. Again, what is micro-credential? Short course with assessment. And then you're going to get a digital badge, a digital certificate. Yeah. People coming from engineering department, you might want to say this. Oh, Deakin University. Once upon a time, Deakin University, we do have collaboration with them. Why do we have a collaboration now for micro-credentials? So I can say that, yeah, we can look into offering renewable energy microgrids. Wow, so we have these. Okay, so that's one thing. If I were to look into, okay, there are many, KFL is now looking into colleges to produce or create your micro-credential course. So when I saw one, if I'm not mistaken, smart grid, correct me if I'm wrong, smart grid technology, that is very wide, isn't it? So try to benchmark a bit with this kind of platforms. So that one is going to give you a good insight of what is required, what people are looking for. So smart grid technology is very, very wide and broad. Try to put it somewhat like a microgrid or put additional, try to narrow down the scope at least. Unless you're saying that introduction to smart grid, I think that one is just fine. But most of the time, if you want to have a winning or a more attractive micro-credential course, so you might want to look something like this. Okay, so let me look into mm, our people. But I saw some of the participants for the webinar today coming from civil engineering department, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is actually a good one, railway engineering, planning and maintenance. So this is also something they're looking for. So very interesting. I saw coming from the list, BIM. Is it BIM? Something like modeling. Okay, so you might want to rethink, okay, of the feasibility of having this kind of courses to be uploaded to this particular platform. Is it going to be attractive enough? Okay, we're not looking into the pictures just, yeah, but we also look into the content. So you can find out more here. This would be the thing that we are going to expect coming from Uniten, because Uniten being the energy university, we should have more of these particular courses in renewable energy, energy transition, net zero, anything that's supporting that particular national program. Market and policy, we do have this IPRI people. You can look into this. Green hydrogen, who can you think about? So this is Dr. Hassan. Okay, you can do this as well. Okay, so there are many. So I'm not going to stop here a lot, but let's look into our friends coming from CSET. If you're around here, CSET, you might want to look into something else. You can look into teaching or study skills. The reason why we do have this, okay, you may want to look into that. But I believe your department has something to do with social science and humanities and language as well. So you might want to venture into that, yeah? Right. Business management. So our friends, colleagues from UBS and COBA, you might want to get into business management. Apparently, there are many. Wow, there are 77. If compared to science and engineering and maths, we only have 5. So you have business management here. So it's interesting. Um, okay, let me tell you something. It seems like everyone is moving into leadership kind of program. So why? Because they thought that this is going to be the thing, okay, for the next few years. I haven't shared with you the reports, the future jobs for 2023 onwards. Oops. So when you look into this, the leadership in business, so that's one. People management, change management. Actually, change management is one topic, which is very interesting, but little that we can find in any kind of this platform. Yeah. People think about HR most of the time, but they forgot about change management. Okay, accounting, bookkeeping. Attractive enough. So you can look into this a lot. How about digital marketing? We do have this. Applied statistics. We have this coming from CCI. Okay. There are a lot. So you can always see. Again, leadership, yeah. Data analysis fundamentals, how to make this even more appropriate for business and management field, right? Oh, climate solutions. So they are going into this as well, okay, business and management. But then you're putting climate change or climate solutions as well. So meaning interdisciplinary kind of micro credentials are what we are looking for. And don't forget, not only the industry people, not only our graduates, the lifelong learners out there. They're also looking into something like this. They want to know more about these fancy technical terms. Yeah. So if they see that, I think I can do this. After all, it's a postgrad program. So this one is going to be useful for them, yeah? Now, there's also another buzzword, fintech. So this is also something for the UBS to look into. You can offer this as your micro-credential. Do not waste time on so much of what we have from the conventional program. Why? Because remember, conventional program provides the fundamentals for the graduates. But once they have already graduated, the students, once they have already graduated, they are looking for something which is better in terms of the skills. Okay, they want to know more. Okay, fintech is one of them. So say, for example, I don't have anything like, I don't know anything about Python programming. So I'm going to take that particular course to upskill myself to be competent enough. Okay, I don't know anything about Java. So I have to think about anything about Java programming, for example. So I begin to collect this Java, I have Python. So don't you think that I'm more competent now? So that would be something that the outside people out there looking for. So please ensure that we look into the trends before committing ourselves to creating our micro-credential course, because you don't want it to be, we don't say it's white elephant anyway, but meaning it's not going to be sold. So too bad, isn't it? You spend like 6 months, 1 year, but then nobody's looking into your course. So that is a very sad thing to have. Okay, so I'm going to get out from here. Let's look into, okay, maybe. Can we look into this now? Okay, so this is coming from the WF Future of Jobs. So expected impact of technology adoptions on jobs. So the thing is that, are our graduates ready? So let's look into this. So we have big data analytics. Everyone is looking into big data. It's almost 58%. Climate change mitigation technology. Wow. So that is something. But do you think that this climate change mitigation technology is somewhere embedded in our conventional programs? No, right? I don't think so. A climate change course. No, there's no such thing, right? But we can offer tools, or maybe we can offer something like a micro-credential for the students to learn, yeah? Encryption and cybersecurity is the in thing already. Okay. Biotechnology, of course, we can't offer that because we don't have the expertise for Unit 10. But it's okay. We can venture into something else. Agriculture technologies. So coming from here, agriculture on its own, and then we have food security to look into, and then we have to apply technology. So you can see that if you're putting things like networking, yeah. So IoT, for example, you can do anything like a smart agriculture, smart farming, or many more. So that is actually the cross interdisciplinary micro-credential that you can offer to the people out there. Digital platforms and apps. Okay, for sure. Okay, apps, we have that in our curriculum. Health and care technologies, we don't have this, but say, for example, you are working with sensors, but this sensor, and then you're going to combine with some healthcare technology. So they are going to be very useful. So that is the kind of competence we're looking for. Education and workforce development technologies. Okay. Augmented and virtual reality. Sometimes we forget about what is already here. We always go and move faster, and then we forget about what is already here. Okay, AR, VR, power storage and generation. So the thing is that we can offer this as well. Okay, look into Energy University. We're talking about this webinar is meant for us to talk and also to look into what we can tap from the industry, and then try to have our own micro-credential aligned to the university's direction. And then e-commerce and digital trade, that is also interesting, okay? As we move, okay, further down here, cryptocurrencies, cloud computing, okay, water-related adaptation technologies, water-related, maybe civil people can do this. New materials, mechanical engineering. Okay, you can do this. Distributed ledger technology. Ledger. UBS. 3D and 4D printing, mechanical department. So I'm trying to highlight that these are the things that you can think about. Okay. What else? Satellite services and space flight. Wow. So do we have that in our curriculum? In our existing conventional programs curriculum, we don't have that. But to think about it, micro-credentials can also be offered as a standalone, meaning anyone can take it. Then I get a badge. But if you design it very, very nicely, like a whole complete program, this particular, say for example, I'm taking satellite service, you're going to have a satellite communication offered as an elective to the bachelor degree program, offered as an elective to the master's program. You can do that because we can simply plug and play. This is for the standalone micro-credentials. So you can design it to be that way. You can also post it on the platform. You can also put it in our conventional program. So we are killing two birds with one stone. So it's better, isn't it? Internet of Things is now down here and connected devices. Don't worry because you can always find applications, okay, in the rest of the areas. Okay, it's not just the micro credential is about Internet of Things. No longer we're looking to that, but for people who wants to know a bit what IoT is, of course. But then you need to expand a bit. Agriculture and IoT, or how do you combine that? Okay, so that is the one that we're looking for. It's going to be beneficial for the people out there because they are looking to, maybe they're coming from the agriculture industry or the field, but then they're looking for some solutions. So this is going to be part of the package that you can design. And for here, nanotechnology, maybe some of us are looking to this, electronics people, artificial intelligence, electronics, electrical, computer science people can look into this, quantum computing, image processing. Okay, there's so many. Autonomous vehicles, isn't that interesting? But then this one is actually declining. Yeah? Can look into it. Robots and humanoid. Robots, non-humanoid, industrial automation. So it seems like it's declining. It's just like negative. But don't worry, because these are going to be the fundamental of everything. But then when we progress more, there'll be demand for this type of fields or topics, or we can say, okay, so this one is actually the technology adoption. So people are looking into this. So please ensure that if you're interested in creating micro-credentials, how about having something which is aligned to the university and also aligned to the conventional program, which is not offered, yeah, because currently there's so many stuff that we are teaching our students in that compact 4-year program for engineering, for example, 3-year program for CCI. But the thing is that this is something that you need to think about. We have taught the students this and this, but we have not taught the student to do this and that. So, for example, the one that has not been taught to the students, that shall be the one which is feasible enough to become a micro-credential so that it adds extra values to your students. So think about it. So it's very, very nice, isn't it? Okay, so I'm quitting this. Okay. So remember, it's just me chatting because this is just about my coffee and me. It's not about anything else, but you are free to ask me anything. So maybe I'm just going to look into the chat because once I start talking, there's no stopping. Cafe belikan latte. Everyone needs to have latte. Okay, so let's go down to he and she afterwards. Yes. Miss Sarah says that maybe boleh buat Cisco IoT. Yes, for sure. Yes. Last Friday, Cisco came to Unit 10 to ask about collaboration, possible collaboration. So for KFL, I've already talked about how we can manage our courses and then offer micro-credentials. And then I said that although Cisco has the CCNA, but our micro-credentials can be designed such that it is certification ready. Meaning after you have gone through, say for example, fundamental of networking, you are ready to go further to take CCNA, for example, because CCI has that CCNA course. Our electrical engineering students don't have that. But if they plan to have CCNA, then they can take this micro-credential. So something like that. So certification ready. Okay? All right, good, good. Okay. Any question? You can unmute yourself. You want to? So much of latte. So I'm thinking about what's next for the next webinar. Maybe Frappuccino, but it's cold, isn't it? All right. So if you don't have anything, so let me just go through here. Ta-da! So please ensure that you know about what we are looking at. Okay, if you are unaware, there you go. Ching. I've already posted the website to our Open Learning Unit 10. Okay, okay, my mouse. Okay, so you scroll down here. This is where all our micro-credential courses are currently. Okay, Brighton is for conventional program. Brighton X is for ODL program, but for micro-credential course or maybe MOOC, we put it here. Okay. Which one to highlight? Okay, so I'm telling you that we are very proud that we are part of the Energy Literacy Program by the Ministry of Economy and My Digital. So it is an initiative running, and we currently offering these two courses for free for the rakyat. It's something very, very similar to AI for rakyat, yeah? So it's free to learn. You can find out more. You can always enroll yourself to these courses, yeah? Please do, because you want to have a taste. How does micro-credential look like? How does it feel being a student in a micro-credential program? It's not like coming to the classroom that you are going to expect a lecturer teaching you, but you are seeing that there's no lecturer present. So what do I do now? So it is self-learning at your own pace, at your own sweet time. Okay, maybe you decide to go to lunch after this and then you can come back and learn again. So there you go. This is coming from CCI, Introduction to HTML. This is just one unit. Okay, you can notice that it's only RM38 ringgit to enroll. So we try to make it cheaper. Okay, because this is not 1 credit hour course. This is just one unit coming from a full 1 credit micro-credential. Okay, the existing conventional program course would be 3 hour perhaps. Okay, the credit hour. Okay, so this is very light and easy. This is for the students. This one is in Malay, Asas Data Electric. Introduction to Statistics. This is coming from Dr. Shamini, if I'm not mistaken. CCI. Fundamentals of Networking. This is just to test the water, to test the market. And it seems like a lot of people are looking to this kind of courses. Basic simultaneous equations, so very, very light and easy to know about some of the solving basic simultaneous equations. You know that our students are now having some, you need to upskill them, you need to help them, assist them as much as possible to take this kind of courses, especially for maths, and now it's physics. Introduction to Energy and Computing, again, CCI. Creative Thinking coming from CSAT. This is actually very, very much, okay, a lot of students or learners, sorry, stutter, students looking into this kind of light and easy, not engineering, not science kind of subject, yeah. Miss Betty, COE, the geometry of space and vector valued functions. Very, very, very much. This one is coming from the conventional program. This is what we call as the unbundling of the micro-credential program, yeah. So this is I think it's 2 credit hour course, 525. Just to complete this, you get a micro-credential. Okay, fundamental in physics mechanics, Mr. Rahmat, COE. So this one is 700 ringgit, but there's plenty of things that you can learn from here. Why? Because fundamental. So think about it. Are you going to put it as fundamental or intermediate or actually for advanced people? So you can think about how you want the program to be. Remember, say for example, if I pack or package geometry space, fundamental physics, what else? Basic simultaneous equations, introduction to statistics. Okay, so I'm going to come up with a package. So it's going to be an attractive package for the students to start with. Okay, so that is what we are looking for. To design this micro-credential, but in the long run, you're going to be having a package which is very, very much, I mean, attractive again, feasible to complete. There's also an issue to complete this particular micro-credentials. It's always
So,
that,
Jamie,
yeah, yeah, Prohanin.
yeah, okay, yeah. Um, Kafel, do you have any plan? Maybe I understand it's good that everybody like can offer their market credentials according
Mm-mm.
to the college, but maybe is there any plan to um, what should I say, a common a common, because market credentials you can also pact it so that it can be a common elective to all programs. Maybe this one need
Yes, we
to,
can. Yeah.
yeah, no, what I mean, maybe at
Yes.
university level, because we need
Mm-hmm.
to equip our students, being a energy university. Maybe we should come up with a framework that all students need to take these micro credentials and um, have this credit transfer part of their elective, for example. So we want to make sure that all our students have this DNA of as an energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe
Uh,
you can have this kind of, rather than like each of the college have their own ideas or market credentials, but we package it such that to show that our students have this special package of market credentials that they get out of this university. So maybe that's just my suggestion for Kafel to look into this matter. So it's
mm-mm.
very good, Dr. Jamie. I think this your talk, I really like it, so that everybody can think of what will be a good micro credentials. Thank you, Dr.
Mm-mm.
Jamie. Just
Okay,
a
thank you
little
so
bit from
much,
me.
Prof. Okay, thank you so much, Prof. Now that the cat is out of the bag, what I'm trying to say is that you're right. When it comes to doing micro credentials, we are provided a leeway or much flexible way for us to incorporate the energy literacy program, for example, because we want to have that DNA in our programs. Yeah. So as soon as this particular program, the energy transition program for My Digital, is through in October, um, KFL is now going to move or shift to what we want to have as elective. Yes, you are right. Already, we are looking into energy literacy program. Okay, as part of the, actually, it's part of the subject, not elective. Okay, for some of the conventional program, if I'm not mistaken. And we might want to have something from the RI as well to contribute to the micro credentials. So when it comes to, say, for example, introduction to smart grid, the one I already mentioned before, so smart grid technology, so they can put it as elective. So if we can offer more, say, for example, 10 electives, so they can actually just get whatever that they want, and then they become more, not really marketable, I can't say that, more attractive, okay, when it comes to working with energy sector. So this is part of the plan. So to those energy advocates, so this is the time that you can say to say hi to Kefel to embark into this together. Because we're talking about electives, so it's much better if we can sit down and discuss what do you want or plan to have in for your electives. So that means that if it were to be meant for electrical engineering, so this one can also be crossing to be offered to mechanical. Just like data analytics, we do have this in electrical engineering program currently, and then they are offered to mechanical and civil, if I'm not mistaken, because how data analytics is very much important now. But that one is in the course. We are talking about electives, so this one is much flexible and it's easier for us to concentrate. And then we can come up with more topics. Okay, so it's not going to what you call it, change the structure of our existing credit hour of the conventional program. So still very much easy for us to manage. Okay, so that is how the plans should be for KFL. All right. So yeah, you can work into this. But this one comes from, is way from 2019 until the COVID time, and then these are the first few lah. Okay, you're seeing this from our UBS.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry. I
that's
just wa-
okay.
uh, I just want to know, like for if they take these micro credentials, do they get the digital badge? How does our
Um,
digital badge look like, and can they share it yet?
yes, for sure. Okay, so to address the concern, thank you, Prof. Anim, for the question. If you have already completed one course, for example, yeah, just take this energy literacy program, yeah, this one, yeah. This course is not part of the conventional program. So you're going to get a certificate, just a certificate of completion. But once this, the one that's tied to our degree program, yeah, especially like Introduction to Energy, Creative Thinking, Fundamental Physics, those are the unbundled micro credentials. You're going to get a badge. So Open Learning Platform here works with a credible. There is one particular, the one that awards this badge. Then once you already completed this, you get a certificate. You also get the badge, and it's portable. When I say portable, you can actually put it on your LinkedIn. You can also put it in your CV. Okay, so it's going to be recognized. Um, is it going to have any expiry date? No, it's just going to be there forever as long as the course is still hosted at the um, this micro credential platform. Okay, as long as you are still in the course. Okay, you already completed it. You can always check again. After 5 years, then the course is still there. You are still having that micro credential badge. So the badge is portable from one platform to another. So if you're on LinkedIn, then you can always have this link, okay, coming, which is unique to bear your ID, and then you're going to embed that in your profile. So you can do that. We do have that. Okay. Thank you so much. So we still have 2 minutes. Okay, so I hope that already engage you, not really engage, yeah. You have already heard about how you can come up with your own micro-credential program and how you can actually do some benchmark, okay, before you start thinking about the next micro-credential course that you're going to have. Okay, remember, it's about the closing of the gap between your future graduates and then prepare them to meet the industry demand. So it's very much like it's not in the conventional program. So you need to be very flexible. You can only change the program once a while, which is annually. Okay, that's for Unit 10. And then if you want to be micro-credential, you can start anytime, anywhere, not really anywhere. Okay, and then you can get any advice coming from KFL. So I think that's all from me. So thank you very much. Until the next latte learning, but next time it's going to be different. I'm going to have to find out more coffee, interesting names. And then I'm going to talk about how you can actually, or maybe we can look into one of the micro credentials to start with because you need some idea. Okay, when you want to design the course, you need to see the idea of how you can um, look into the structure as well as other things that's going to add value to your micro credential course. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Till we meet again next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And happy Monday.
Waalaikumsalam.
Happy of the rest of the week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jalan. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Bye bye. Go get coffee.